Today we're talking about the GHM-9. More broadly though, we're also talking about the use case of the PDW/SMG/PCC, which I use loosely and somewhat interchangeably. GHM stands for grasshopper mouse, which is a small rodent known to eat scorpions for breakfast. Well, I wonder what that means. Fewer people know that B&T is actually short for broke and try hard. But enough about me. I've been running the GHM-9 for a few months now, and I've put a few thousand rounds through it, mostly under night vision, and almost all of it suppressed. I acquired this item as an FFL, so to be clear, I am a bootlicker, not a shill. But full disclaimer, even though I don't currently have a relationship with B&T because I'm not cool enough to shill for them, I am open to it in the future. There's already content out on the GHM-9, which I'll link to at the end of this video. And I'll also cover some different aspects of why I now like SMGs in general and why I specifically chose the GHM-9. Most SMGs, PCCs, fit into the gun universe on the larger side of PDW and the smaller side of SBR. What's wrong with SMGs? Well, I've been red-pilled since the 90s. I cut my teeth in the civilian tactical training community in the era of Chris Costa, Travis Haley, and similar. Back in the day, I'd watch all the Magpul training videos I could find while saving up to attend a tactical training course a few times a year. I happened to meet James Yeager when I was out at Clint's facility, Thunder Ranch. At the event, Yeager said that PCCs/SMGs, PDWs, whatever, were all stupid because for a similar size and weight, you could just carry an SBR in a rifle caliber and get a lot more firepower for just a little bit more weight compared to an MP5. Yeager used examples of 90s era operators using the MP5 as their primary weapon, and just finding through experience that the 9mm cartridge was underpowered for defeating barriers, body armor, and for distances past 100 meters. In my mind, MP5s and, by extension, SMGs, PDWs in general, went the way of Steven Seagal.
He's not lazy, he's efficient. Efficient at being lazy.
From super cool heroes to outliving their stardom and becoming literal parodies of themselves. So why did I change my mind about the PCC, SMG, PDW concept? About 5 or 6 years ago, I got serious about night vision, and shortly thereafter, thermal. At that point, all my guns needed laser aiming modules, suppressors, and finally, subsonic ammo. Shooting at night, you generally don't want to wake up your wife at midnight with a supersonic crack every time you want to dispatch a coyote from the comfort of your spare bedroom window. Naturally, then came 300 Blackout, and I even made some custom subsonic 7.62 NATO and 7.62 by 39mm AK ammo. There's just two big problems with all of this though. Number one, subsonic ammo is really expensive. Currently, 300 Blackout ammo in subsonic could cost you $1 a round. Some of the other more rare ones that are supposedly a little bit quieter than 300 Blackout, maybe a little bit heavier round, are extremely expensive and rare. Number two is that subsonic ammo generally has a similar range and ballistics to pistol ammo. So then I found myself in the position of paying almost $1 a round to shoot big, weird rifle bullets that hit with about the same energy and have the same external ballistics, like how they fly through the air, in a similar manner to smaller and much cheaper pistol bullets. Enter the GHM-9. The GHM-9 solves almost every MP5 problem, and so far, a few months in, I'm really happy with it. So here's what I like about it so far. Number one, reliability. In the few thousand rounds I've put through it, it's never jammed even once. And I've never even cleaned it. Like its namesake, the grasshopper mouse, this thing literally eats anything. Number two, it takes Glock magazines, so the buy-in was much easier for me than having to buy a dozen proprietary magazines that I could only use on the GHM-9 for a platform that, as a YouTuber, I might not even keep it forever. So note that not all GHM-9s do take Glock mags. You need the GHM-9G version, which is what I got. Number three, the GHM-9 has options for folding and telescopic stocks and braces, so that makes it much easier to make it smaller than a rifle-based SBR like a Mark 18. Number four, since I'm running almost all night vision and subsonic suppressed anyway, why not just have the much cheaper and more common 9mm ammo to practice with? Number five, The GHM-9 has much better rail space and optics mounting options compared to the MP5. Number 6. Certain but not all AR-15 triggers will work with some fitment in the GHM-9. Number 7. The controls on the GHM-9 are actually very ergonomic and ambidextrous. Number 8. Unlike the TP9 and MP9, the GHM does accept normal 9mm suppressors that you might already own. Number 9. There's a ton of Gucci defensive ammo available in 9mm. Number 10. Some people online say that they have successfully integrated AR-15 style FRTs with some modifications. So we might try that down the road, or just for fun, we might make this one a post sample. Number 11. B&T is kind of an exotic brand, so it's an interesting firearm, and the fit and finish on this thing is absolutely excellent. Number 12. At least the GHM-9 is not named Kuna. What were they thinking? The ease of Glock magazine compatibility on the GHM-9G version and the improved rail space make the B&T a really easy yes for me. This firearm is compact enough to carry on a single-point sling while LARPing in the backyard on a dirt bike. It's great for using in confined spaces like vehicles, and the subsonic ammo is cheap enough and quiet enough that you can afford to LARP all night without being forced into poverty. Even still, there are some problems with the GHM-9 which I'll tell you about. Number 1 problem with the GHM-9, neither the Glock magazine version nor the ACP-9 mag version look as cool as other SMG that come with curved magazines. Number 2, the GHM-9's buffer-damped recoil mitigation system is not as smooth as a proper MP5 roller delay. Number 3, the trigger, safety, and bolt release are a bit too heavy for the most comfortable semi-auto experience. However, B&T might have made this decision because they expected the GHM-9 to serve in security roles where people are out in public, or operators are going in and out of vehicles in many different spaces, and the firearm's getting bumped and banged around, and you might not want that thing to have the safety release on accident or the trigger be pulled on accident. Even still, it's a bit too heavy. Number 4. Some accessories like the telescopic stock are a bit overpriced and feel like you're paying a bit of a Swiss B&T tax. Number 5. The aftermarket for the GHM-9 is there, but it's not as big as it is for firearms that have been around longer. Number 6. GHM-9, she's a little gassy. Number 7. The magazine well should have been flared from the factory, and it's a shame that it wasn't. Number 8 problem with the GHM-9 is that the niche of bigger than Flux Raider but smaller than Mark 18 is a somewhat narrow philosophy of use for a firearm, so this isn't really probably the first thing that you should get. Worst of all, HK owners will recognize your GHM-9 by its reciprocating charging handle, and they'll immediately know that deep down you're still a B&T, broke and try hard, because you didn't spring for the much more expensive APC-9. Conclusion. All jokes aside, the GHM-9 absolutely rocks, and with the Glock magazine version and cheap 9mm ammo, it's a super easy firearm to bring on for practice or as a dedicated subsonic night fighter. It's not perfect though. Change the trigger, add a can, add a flared magwell, but after that, just load up a few dozen Glock mags and go have fun. For a more technical comparison to other SMGs/PDWs, check out the YouTube channel Chester's Hobbies, but for more of the historical context of B&T, go check out Forgotten Weapons. I'll leave you with this. There were no blacksmiths in Israel. The Philistines would not allow them because they were afraid the Israelites would make iron swords and spears. Only the Philistines could sharpen iron tools. So if the Israelites needed to sharpen their plows, hoes, axes, or sickles, they had to go to the Philistines. Thank you.